And probably half of page number 2 will be the focus for us today. And each team only has 4 games remaining today to decide their fate before tomorrow begins.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, 4 games is as much as it really gets for some of these guys, and they cannot afford to really slip up if they're currently near the bottom of the barrel. And then the last we saw, it was actually very neck and neck between some of these teams where they're within less than 10-point margin in order to make it into the 18th spot. So we'll see if some of the teams, whether if they can actually defend their position or push upwards, we'll have to, of course, find out later on.
And hopefully we get to see a showing from Hora Esports as well. We have no news yet, ladies and gentlemen, so stay tuned. They might make a showing, they might not. But what will surely make a showing is our point system here. Well, if you're not familiar yet, where have you guys been all this while? First place, winner chicken dinner will take home 10 points. Second place, 6 points. Third place, 5 points. Fourth place, 4 points. Fifth place, 3 points. Sixth place, 2 points. 7 and 8 will be 1 point. Above that, unfortunately, will not gain any placement points, but everybody has a shot of gaining elimination points.
That's right. It's been the true tested evaluation systems to, of course, find the best teams possible, where we've seen variations of teams playing both strategically as well as aggressively by making sure that they stay consistent in that manner. So how does this tournament work? You wonder? It is 24 teams to be divided into 3 separate groups, and they'll be playing in a round-robin format. Now, of course, we're looking for the 18 teams that we speak of, so this is the very final day for them to lock in that spot into the grand finals. And then, of course, we'll be implementing the Smash rules over the course of the weekend, and it will all end on the 26th of this month.
And in case you're still unfamiliar with the Smash rule, the first 3 days of the grand finals will be used to determine what will the match point be. And that will be determined by the number 1 team adding 10 points to whatever points they have collected after 3 days. And by the 4th day, if the team or whichever team reaches that match point, the following round, they score a chicken dinner, the day ends, that team automatically becomes the champion. So it will be really interesting to see in case it is your first time watching a PUBG Mobile Esports tournament with a Smash rule. You don't want to miss this one.
True enough, and for most part, what I'm thinking about over the course of the couple of days is that we have not really seen certain teams to get repeated chicken dinners because it's just so competitive. And this might actually affect things when the grand finals, where you might see those kind of teams, they manage to reach that match point and they think, okay, that's great, I just need to get a win. And sometimes that win doesn't come. It's going to be incredibly frustrating. But this system really allows every team a very fair shot to be crowned champions.
Yes, absolutely right. And it allows for a comeback story as well. Like imagine it goes like, maybe game 5, but you came from behind, you reach the match point, you're not at number 1, but then you smash it in that round, then you automatically become champion. Man, that allows opportunities for Cinderella stories to be created in this type of format. So it's definitely something that you don't want to miss out on. Make sure you mark your calendars for that day itself to see who will be the champion of this season's Ruthless Invitational Showdown Season 12. And today is the day. 18 teams. Now, we're going to recap on the numbers later on, right? But before that, we're going to reintroduce again the teams via the groups A, B, and C.
Yep, and of course, starting off in Group A, we got hot favorites like Alter Ego, Vampire Esports, Team Secret, and Todar has also been on the rise due to their strong performance in Miramar, and of course, RRQ are still trying to prove something to themselves that, hey, you cannot really mess with us. We will ensure that when it comes down to the finals, we will still look to dominate. So I'm putting my vote on VPE this time around.
Ooh, okay. The team that has the most road to MVP players. All right. So this team, they scored a chicken dinner yesterday, and they have a massive lineup upgrade, and it's showing on the battleground as well. So I'm going to put in Toda as my first choice.
Ooh, Toda. I really do like your pick. I do think that they are usually a lot better in Miramar, but then again, they are also stepping up their playing field when it comes down to Erangel overall. So they're definitely looking really good. And I do believe that, with the addition of Kenny, it really feels like this is like a brand new revitalized team, like his impact so far has been impeccable.
Oh yeah, and they did very well yesterday, and that's why they're on page number 1. I wonder what production is thinking of. It's taking a while this time. Boom Esports, interesting. Well, Boom Esports, they're this team that at this moment you don't know what sort of performance are they going to put out. Is it going to be the Boom Esports that performs, or is it going to be the Boom Esports that is taking a chill pill? So what do you think about their choice?
Well, I really do think that Boom Esports yesterday were having desperate measures, right, to really gain their momentum, because they had a great day one, and then they kind of slide off a little bit. And then we start to see that they're on that borderline of the red zone of the 18th spot, and then they start to push again. So I think that it's a really good call, but I really think that a lot of these rounds really revolve around playing with Yummy, and the rest of these teams, these teammates really have to catch up.
Okay. Yeah, I think even though Yummy, he did okay. He might not have the most explosive of his own individual performance. Obviously, we've seen better in the professional leagues. He has been the FMVP before. But like what you said, right? It is a team game. So the other teammates will need to step up to the game and not to be overly dependent onto Yummy and be able to perform. It's just like how Alter Ego is, right? Yes, we still see Rosemary performing, and that's why he is the current MVP. But his other teammates are also doing the business as well. So that's why Alter Ego, they are doing very well, especially yesterday when they had a very good performance overall.
Yeah, I really think that they're really getting everything back on track. Like the first day, they were just pranking around. I would say they were just getting, singular digits, 1 or 2 elimination points per round. And that wasn't exactly going to cut it. Now you can see that cohesiveness starting to shine coming in from those members of Alter Ego. And it's absolutely paying off. You know what, Sir Cloud? We've talked a whole lot to really get the ball rolling. And now it's about time we have the players get on board.
And yes, Erangel is going to be our first match, ladies and gentlemen. And we are going to roll the maps. So Erangel, Miramar, and also the groups A and B. Going to kick off game number 1. Here we go.
Hoping to see teams start off strong, as we're having a glimpse of a view coming in from Mount Stalbert. And it will also allow teams to be moving into the military base at the very same time. So I think this is a very favorable zone for the likes of many. But then again, I'm still concerned about a few factors here. We've seen some fights in Novo. We've seen T2K versus ASI over at North Point. So maybe if some of the teams are not present, they will get a little bit more of that reprieve. But I just want to see, maybe a stale start so that everybody gets a fair chance into fighting for some areas.
Hey, and Ferry Pier is very reachable though. So we might see that fight happen, or maybe not. We're still waiting for the exact drop to happen. So far, don't see 7-9 yet out of the plane. T2K is not out yet too. So there's a possibility that we might see the Ferry Pier fight happen again. But other than the Ferry Pier, any other potential fights as per the current drop? I don't think so. So it's probably going to be Ferry Pier still.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely Ferry Pier. Look at 4 tries. Look at 7-9. They're already on the move. Now, the question remains, who's going to be the one to get the first dips, right? Like the last time round, I think like Falak and Co from 4 tries, they couldn't really find the weapons, which is why they lost out that duel. And hopefully enough, maybe you get a fair shot and take a look around. It's going to be an island finish for everyone on board.
Well, I ain't complaining. Love this kind of circle. Let's go. But before that, 4th Rise and Sem9 round number 552 will commence right now. And looks like we're going to see 4th Rise having weapons of their own. Same goes for Sem9, so it's still a 50-50 between the two.
Like how you put it, round 500 and whatever number that was. Vex right now, covering all around, 70 bullets onto the tank, as he will have to really control this barrel spray down. It's not going to be an easy task. And meanwhile, Fallout gets the first takedown.
Oh, he got 2, in fact. But Vex responded back, getting 1 for himself. Amazal eliminated. Trexie is out too. And Trexie is playing this time. Okay, yesterday he had an off day. But that means right now, Sem9, they only have 2 players, while 4th Rise, they have 3. Hold up, it's time to heal up. While his teammates closing in. And we have Villain getting 1 for himself. Now it's only Vex left, the final active player for Sem9 against the 2 players of 4th Rise. Takes a lot of damage from the shotgun. Only 10% of health left. It's almost impossible for him to tank any further damage. And that is it. Sem9 becomes the first team to be eliminated.
And this is what we want to see, a big bounce back performance. 4 tries, they're riled up, and this time, putting a statement against the Malaysian squad. Meanwhile, RRQ getting struck down. It's Homeboys rushing upon him, and Limboy, he finds one and takes out Sovel.
And now we have a nade being cooked up by Simba. Here we go. Nade will not connect, but that's fine. They still managed to take out Lapar. 1 more to go inside the building. It's going to be Napeko against the world. And Homeboys now closing on to him. It's going to be a 2v1. Going up against the shotgun and an AK. That's a shotgun of his own. Very clutchable weapon, but unfortunately not able to get Nikki. And he will be taken out. That leaves RRQ with 2 players left.
Oh, very sticky situation for RRQ. I mean, somehow they got stranded out in the open fields. And I believe this to be somewhere towards the north section of Quarry, where it's not too many loots available as well. So it gets into this awkward point, but at the very least, there's an M4 in hand for GF Stye. I'm still wondering who exactly this is, because I can't fully recognize the portrait neither. So I'm having a tough time thinking who exactly this could be.
Okay, hopefully they'll reveal themselves, but I kind of doubt so. Or maybe in the grand finals, who knows? They're just waiting for themselves to requalify, and we will reveal ourselves. If not, then it's like, it's okay.
Keep it a secret, right? And
yeah.
What? Change the roster? I don't think like they're that mean, you know?
Yeah, yeah, it could be a new player. Who knows, right? I mean, you kind of think about it, right? Like this kind of off-season tournament, yeah, they can use this picture, yeah, they can use this IGN, but sometimes it's not really them. I mean, we've seen that with BTR until they made the official announcement. Then everyone goes like, it's these guys.
Yep, very familiar faces. And, you know, overall, I think like this offers a lot more stability towards the rest of BTR. And, you know, now we finally get to see that iteration where, you know, Zuxi gets to play with Federalis, and there's just so many different variations of play that is going to be very possible right now.
Oh, will he?
We'll have to find out.
That's for them to know and for us to find out, they say. But what we're finding out right now is the movement of players or teams into the mid-to-the-base island. We got at least half of them already in the island, another half making their way. I'm interested to see what's going to happen on the right side bridge. We have Triper Messi there with Tora trailing behind them. So potentially we might see a bridge fight between the 2 teams.
Oh, yeah. And I think like whoever gets to really safeguard the bridge, they're going to be able to farm a whole lot of points. There's still plenty of all these teams who are still back in the mainland. So for those who are late, maybe they're thinking, maybe it's best for us to try to stay put. We find ourselves maybe a couple of all these straggling units to try to pick off and just farm for elimination points. This could be a really good way to go. And for the fact of the matter that, you know, this being the very last day and we're given this kind of ending is just wild.
Hey, not complaining at all. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. But I also want to point out the fact that unfortunately, Horror Esports is not playing in this round. So, assuming that they do show up in the following round, they have to come up with like 3 chicken dinners to be possible for them to be in the grand finals.
I think like mathematically, it's kind of low of a chance for them to make an appearance or even try to really fight for all those chicken dinners in like 3 rounds, because all these big teams, no matter which region you're from, they still need some time to really warm up the pace. And to say get a triple chicken dinner overall, we haven't even gotten a back-to-back win out of all these days in the playoffs. So it's really tough. Really, really tough.
Yeah, gotta agree with that, right? It's very, very hard. And if you gotta think about it as well, it's like when the moment you come in, you have to adapt to the lobby. There's technically no warm-up for you, and you have to immediately perform. That's kind of hard. So yeah. That's all I can say. I mean, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, exactly the case in point, right? So we'll probably see them joining us in the next season if that's going to be the case. And of course, don't be heartbroken, fans out there. You still have your fair players eventually. So, of course, as we carry on with what's going on inside of the map of Wrangle, interesting enough, a lot of the teams have been able to really get into the island very simply, but we are seeing some congestion over on the corner of Lower, and that's a good call because that's where the zone's going.
Ooh, the zone shifted towards the right side where Novo is at. But the teams are starting to get into the circle as well, or getting into the island. We have Todak here. Homeboys trying to take them out, but it's not that easy. You can see how good Todak navigates around the terrain as well, making it hard for Homeboys to shoot them down.
Yeah, with such an angle, they managed to really take firm control of the sector. Yummy trying to actually make his way a little bit safer over on the top corner, but Helton's going to be on that hole, so he doesn't really have that much space to play with. So I'm not too sure whether if Blue Esports is going to be able to make it out now that there's only 2 members left. So yeah, I'll kind of wish him all the best if that's the case.
Oh, Shamils is down. He needs to be picked up, and Simba is there. And see if he will be able to turn into the Lion King here to save his teammate.
I feel like there's a lot of Mufasas in the field. And, yeah, I really do hope that, there's a savior coming in to the rescue. But then again, Mastery, he kind of bites back and perhaps gives his teammates a little bit of chance to form something in return. So right now, RRQ instead, the next one to bow out, they only walk away with 1 point, unfortunately. It has been a really rough run-in, and now Leon with the assault across the bridge. Yante, he's got those angles, and he's picking off those members of Homeboys.
I was trying to get that 1 point, but the bridge is blocking his view. Nevertheless, he does have the ammunition to spare, so might as well try his luck. But now Team 52, just right above Boom Esports, and what an angle. Definitely Kiddo wouldn't miss that one, and Yummy is now on the ground.
It's all down to Mastery left, though. He just really has to buy all the time that he needs for him to maybe squeeze some points. I say maybe because this is still a very tough area to really play that one out. So, daunting pass. Right now, Mastery as well as Helton comes face to face, and Helton's being brought down low, still soaking in the blue zone at the same time. He's got to heal up, but is there enough time for him to do so?
And that is Boom Esports unfortunately eliminated. Out with only 2 points this time, but at least in the overalls, they're still in the top 18, so still kind of okay. Let's see how many points can Trapper Messi get out of those long-range taps. As we update the circle to go up to the high ground, a lot of teams currently up there, and yes, looks like we will see who might be king of the hill at the very end.
Yep. Currently, it's going to be Alter Ego holding on to that radio tower, being at the perfect focal point. Take a look at the outskirts though. Team Secret, Voin Donkey, 52 in that gridlock, and Voin Donkey, they have yet to really move deeper into the space, so that is definitely concerning right now. But Frankie, he finds the catch onto Helton, and now paves the path for Team Secret to propel forward.
Well, they have to make it quick, because right now they're stage 3 still taking us through. They have to cut across this bridge. In the meantime, Juki gets Helton. That's their first point this round in the bag. While the Vikings are fighting against APG somewhere else, and looks like APG fighting back with Tins now on the ground. But APG have been eliminated. But look at the minimap. 4 thrives now onto the Vikings. They want to be the third party against them.
Well, it's pretty interesting on how APG went down, because usually they do like to play inside of the island, and I wonder if it's going to be maybe a little bit of a rotation that they were caught off guard, and that's how they absolutely got punished. And those 1 points now in favor of MVKE. Today, they're showing a little bit more aggression in the early game. That's what we want to see out of the boys of Vikings, which we haven't seen in a long while.
Oh yeah, absolutely, right? Love seeing this. And they're currently on page number 1. Maybe they're ambitious enough to try to get that number 1 spot, to get that spotlight into the grand finals. As for 4 thrives, they overtake the position of the Vikings, while the Vikings, they retreat, giving the position away to 4 thrives. Now they find somewhere else to move or somewhere else to be at, and they're navigating around the southern side. Maybe they're thinking about coming in from the left side back into the circle. While we check out what's happening on the left side bridge, involving Team Secret and Voin Esports.
Team Secret, despite them clearing out 50 esports, they were taking their sweet time because they really want to hold out Voin Esports. And oh, this might actually be biting them in the back, since those shots did connect. Voin Esports right now going for a revive. Potato should be picked up. It's still stage 3, semi-tankable, but they gotta make it quick though.
Oh, wow, nice shot there by Razak. He got 1. 2K is now down on the ground. Let's see if he can get Mr. Frankie Bond on the other side. Decides not to use his nade instead. Still with the SLK. Evaded that nade by Frankie. Now on the other side, we have Zeta here going up against Juki inside the building. While Frankie is charging in, looking for his target, and from afar he was sprayed, but Frankie has to be careful. His health is getting low now. Now he will be the final player left for Team Secret, as his teammates have been eliminated.
Oh, that was a very firm call coming in. Voin Donkey somehow have been able to navigate it so well. And now Frankie, he's just trying to see if he could actually drive across the bridge, or maybe just find a little bit more of a leeway. But take a look at the bridge. There's still Kidobu, who's actually waiting around.
No first aids, dude. I don't think he'll make it past this bridge. Unless, if in this box there's first aids, he might have a chance, but I don't know about that, man. I don't know if he'll have enough time. But we shift forward to Trapper Messi now against Celcom DJ Alliance. Here we go with Adeluk defending his ground, getting a couple of knockdowns on Trapper Messi, and looks like Celcom DJ Alliance managed to defend the ground.
I like that he actually thought about, switching scenes just to get into the other side. And right now, there's still more aggression being shown to the side of Celcom DJ Alliance, so they still need to recover themselves. Adeluk still limping, but now getting over back into the hovercraft is definitely a much safer call. But of course, out of that altercation, they still managed to back all 4 points. So that's great work coming in from Celcom DJ Alliance. Now, a lot of space opened up. But then again, from this corner of the map that they're playing over in the north, west, there's still Voin Donkey that might actually move towards that direction.
As for 4 thrives, Falak is still on the outside, now making his move into the circle. The Vikings, as we can see on the minimap, they're very spread out. I guess they want to try to block teams from coming in case any teams use the southern side. But not too sure what happened, but my pick, Doda, just got eliminated.
Yeah, I think the last we saw was that member of Todak was also around these quarters, and they were just being peppered by some of the members of Alter Ego. So they decided to perhaps push upwards, and then got themselves, of course, traded out. Alter Ego did hold the best spot possible Ego, and right now, looking very convincing on a possible chicken dinner. Only 7 teams remain right now on stage 4. And we're going to see whether if Void Donkey with this late rotation will pay off dividendly. I mean, they won Team Secret, and now they have to face off against their fellow countrymen.
Focusing on through the current king of the hill, Alter Ego. As long as they have the circle, they have this position, they're in prime position to be at. Let's look at this. They're able to look at teams making rotations around them. That includes Foreign Esports, who's just across Krypton right now. And Alpha can check out the other side, and there's another team there. That's 4 tries. Tries. His long-range shot, it did connect, but not enough to get a knock.
It's going to be a little bit hard there. 4 tries. 3 members left, and you see, after taking out those members of 7-9, they're pretty much amped up now, also back in their 5th one already. But playing from such a far stretch is going to be a daunting task, especially with, you know, an artillery force coming in from Alter Ego up the top side. I think that no matter what, this next circle will still benefit Alter Ego areas no matter the cost. So teams will really have to play by the foothill instead to try to find those covers until they can actually form a push. And I don't think that Void Donkey wants to challenge Alter Ego at the moment as well. And take a look at Rosemary. He's being knocked down far on the outskirts, so Krypton is going there for the rescue.
Ooh, okay. Interesting position for Rosemary to be at. I thought that he would join his teammates at the high ground, but looks like he had an ambitious thought. A 4th try down against Telkom DJ Alliance and a knock. Telkom DJ Alliance, 2 active players for 4 tries. Well spread around, but look at the minimap. The Vampires behind Telkom DJ Alliance.
Well, the Vampires have been really quiet throughout the matchup, and now here comes the first strike. Simba right now landing his claws over the corner. Fallout getting caught out. Pixel perfect angle coming from Olio to be able to shut down Ace of 4 tries. And here comes the grenades falling right through, and it's going to be Zeta getting clipped out from right now under Shamils. Somehow, he's been able to win the duel up against Void Donkey's own marksman.
Oh, okay. Who hit that long shot? Onto Shamil, waiting for the elimination. Oh, it's Badru. Whoever Badru is, kind of doubt that that's Badru. But anyway, knocking onto Shamil, and he's on the outside of the circle. Not the best position to be at. Leaving Homeboys with only 1 player left. Let's check out what's happening on the left side here. Palak needs a pickup, and he should be back up anytime soon.
That's right, and 4 tries being let off. But then again, Vampire Esports is also moving towards this corner. They're playing very defensively this time around. Earlier, that was all the 4 members all together, and now 2 members have been taken apart. Both Red Bull as well as Gooey, the brand new transfers of Vampire Esports. Still have Mel now, though. Still remaining to be the top fragger for the team for the moment. While we're seeing whether if they can actually push onwards and upwards. While the rest of Alter Ego, they're feeling rather comfortable. They've been able to wrap the corners and now have definitely knew for the fact that there's nobody right behind them, so they can just focus on whatever's in the zone.
Yep, and I like the fact that Alter Ego, all 4 of their players, they have their respective eliminations. Again, it tells the story of what we said during the pre-show, right? Like, every player in Alter Ego is functioning. Now back onto the action for the Vikings. Looks like Nikki is the only one in the shack, but before any further action, he'll lock in that elimination point by taking out Superman, but they will alert the rest of the Vikings now.
Speaking of that, right now, it's Nikki all alone inside the shack. This is going to be a grand hustle coming from the rest of Vikings, but there was that knock coming in from Krypton that kind of put them into a difficult stance, and now point blank Tins somehow wins the trade just by that crease of that rock, and now they get to go in for recovery, but Break has been napped away from that member of Alter Ego.
Oh, we're going to see the next phase of the zone. Still has a portion of the high ground, and Krypton is within the circle. Alter Ego, in fact, they have a full team, and they are in prime position. Well, let's see what's going to happen here with Tins as Alter Ego Badru comes by, But from the side, it's going to be Krypton that lands a final blow, and Alter Ego is on a rampage.
Yeah, rightfully so. 10 points already. It's been a very steady run for them, and there was basically not much of a retaliation coming in from the rest of the squad. So I'm not sure whether these teams really have the squad strength to really face off against Alter Ego at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, it's 4v2, v2, v1, unless everyone bands up and just aims at Alter Ego. If not, it's going to be pretty hard. Plus, Alter Ego, they are in a very good position. And with the good position that Krypton has, he sees final play of 4 tries, or the second last play of 4 tries, just to be gunned down by Rosemary from the side. And that's going to be point number 12 for Alter Ego. 4 tries. While all that was happening, have been eliminated, leaving us with 3 teams.
3 teams to go. Vampire Esports. You gotta respect their firepower though, but then again, Hovercraft in the hands of Alba can basically soak some damage and maybe just rampage his way through. He's aiming it at Strep, already driving over on the bottom, but it doesn't seem like they need all too much as Alter Ego comes in with a white ramp with a convincing chicken dinner to solidify their spot here in the grand finals.
And not dropping a single point to any other team, Alter Ego, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday they scored a chicken dinner. Today they scored another chicken dinner. Alter Ego, they're in the hunt for that number 1 spot, and they want to take it away from the hands of BTR.
This team always impresses every step of the way, and my, this is by far the most cleanest win out of many, and it really felt like there was not much damage to be done to these members of Alter Ego because they were in the prime area from the get-go, and they just controlled it all too well.
Yeah, the only one thing that happened to Alter Ego was the knock on the Rosemary. Even that, he was able to be recovered, and pretty much the rest was history. So it just shows another solid performance by Alter Ego individually. They worked as a team to help each other. If anyone gets knocked, nobody's left behind. And the one that was knocked puts himself in a position that he can be saved. And that's how they recover back as a 4. So no points donated to any other team. And they managed to collect 14 elimination points along the way as well. So that's 24 points for Alter Ego. Now, there is a high possibility that Alter Ego would have overtaken BTR.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. This big win, and it's been pretty much so consecutively day by day that they've been able to achieve so, is just astounding to me that they are having such a track record despite, first couple of days needing so much time to warm up, and now it's the full engines running. So Alter Ego seems very battle ready for the grand finals.
Oh yeah, absolutely right. Can't wait to see if they'll be able to be consistent throughout the entire day. But before we head on to the confirmation if Alter Ego is number 1, looking at some of the other stats, we're comparing Alter Ego to your pick contra Vampire Esports, who came kinda close since they were at 2nd place to scoring the chicken dinner. But look at the gap here. We're talking about 14 eliminations against 2.
Yeah, and you reminded me that I actually went for this vote, and yep, I guess Alter Ego is still having pretty much all of the cards all stacked perfectly for themselves to really draw aces here, especially when we look at all these fights. It's been Nikki TZ who somehow does 900 of damage over the span of the match, but he only walks away 3. I believe that there was this difficult situation for Homeboys, but they managed to really get the funnel through because they were holding the bridge.
Yeah, especially the left side bridge. But because he only scored 3, we have other players. If we were to zoom in onto the overall performance or eliminations, we have 4 players here with the exact amount of eliminations, only divided by the damage output. Kryptons, Tins, Rosemary, and for luck here. And for 4 tries, they won it against Sem9. I'm sure Sem9 will be looking to take revenge against 4 tries later.
Yep, that's something that they do look forward towards, and we'll have to see if that is going to be, something a little bit more straightforward. You think about it, there's also so many times that when it comes down to the map of Miramar, Four Tribes also battled with 7-9. So I just got a feeling that they are just nemesis at this point in time.
Yeah, and maybe in terms of points as well, we need to look at that one later. But what we're sure right now is Alter Ego and Four Thrives, only two teams with a double digit. Nobody in this round went out empty-handed. Everyone at least got a point for themselves. So I guess that's okay. But it also depends on what kind of position you're at in the overalls, where we'll visit in a little bit more. But also to point out that on the this page that we can see here, not all 64 players are playing, but yet we still have Alter Ego being able to bring in that many elimination points. Imagine if everyone's playing. Who knows? Alter Ego could get up to 20.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much a very good case, right? Where, you know, from that performance alone, like, it really felt like they have all the protocols being set up so perfectly. Like, even to the point that Rosemary, at one point, he just went alone, tried to check some of all the angles, and then he got caught for a little bit, but thankfully he wasn't taken out, right? So it's still pretty much interesting on how this team actually functions as a whole, where, you know, from the bottom, now they make it to the top with the chicken dinner that they've just acquired, and they only had two. So majority of these points right now, they farmed it through elimination points, even besting Vampire Esports.
And it's a confirmation as well that Alter Ego is currently at number 1. And look at the amount of eliminations. 106. They have broken the 100 elimination mark here through this round. But our main topic today is going to be the teams that might or might not make it. Now, with Four Thrives bringing in 10 points, they put themselves at number 16 with 81 points. At least they're on page number 2. But remember, 81 points before we flip over to see how small the gap is between these teams and the drop.
Yeah, I don't think that it's a big margin overall. If we actually recall, like, some of these teams initially was sitting around either high 60 points or somewhere in the middle of 70s. So speaking of which, we get a glimpse of it. T2K 73 can afford to still catch up. NetBX now needs to beat them with a total of 4 points. So I think it's very possible that NetBX can actually qualify to the finals.
Yeah, and NetBX did not play this round because they'll be playing in the following round. So they still stand a good chance because, well, they have 4 more games where some of the teams above them only has 3 more games. So they stand a good chance. But we'll see what happens in the next round. When we come back from the break, it's going to be Mirama. So we'll see you guys after this one.
And we're back at it again as we're getting closer and closer to the grand finals. Only 5 more matches remain as we're going to be moving into Miramar up next. And wow, that performance from Alter Ego really convinces us that they are a formidable force when they do hit into the final 4 days.
Oh, yeah. And I'm excited to see what Alter Ego will bring to the table next year. Are they going to be consistent, or is it going to be a one-off for Alter Ego? And to note that Alter Ego, they're currently on top at number 1. They might not be that comfortable because after this, BTR is going to make their showing, and I'm sure they want to take back their throne.
And overall, BTR, like now that they've already told the world that, hey, this is the brand new revitalized roster, and I think that, they are definitely feeling very good about, all these brand new prospects and possibilities. And overall, I feel like they've been really showing this that even on both maps, they've been really, really looking composed. So I'm wondering if they will be able to take it here in Miramar.
It will depend on how warmed up are they getting into a very warm, dusty map called Miramar. And of course, we're going to roll the groups as well at the same time. We're going to focus on the A and C. So what's interesting between A and C is that Alter Ego, they're playing, BTR, they're playing. And if they happen to meet each other in this map, well, that will be a good fight.
It definitely would be. And look at the stack of roster right now. Group C will be joining us, so we welcome back on board BTR, Depex, Talent, the Savior, Flash, T2K, AZ, Slumber, as well as ASI8. I think like the ones that really have shown up the most coming in from Group C definitely is the first 5 names. I think like T2K, arguably so in so many situations that in Miramar, they still have been able to also win a couple of all these chicken dinners. So maybe that could actually put T2K in a safer spot.
And also NetX, right? We did talk about their chances, and they seem to have a good chance. But this will be the first game as well. So let's see how will they perform. And they have 1 game advantage against some of the teams that are above them currently in the overall charts. Of course, we got to do our due diligence. And do you have a team in mind now?
I'm going to go for the storyline, right? Because we talked about BTR needing to chase back their points that was gained by those members of Alter Ego. So they still want to be Indonesia's number 1. So BTR it is. Okay.
So I will fight you for it.
Okay.
Bring on Alter Ego.
Oh, okay. You gotta. I mean, I think it's really feasible because even yesterday's Miramar, they look so solid. I believe they also won the game there.
Yeah, they came close. They came close as well in a few other occasions. So, well, let's see here between you and me, BTR, Alter Ego. Now, just to make things a little bit more interesting, right? We can put a small wager to it.
Well, what do you want to wager this time around?
Okay, so chicken dinner is of course the chicken dinner, but let's put a little bit more excitement. If BTR finishes above Alter Ego, I'm buying the next dinner.
Okay.
But if Alter Ego finishes above BTR in this round only, you're buying dinner.
Okay. Sounds fair enough. Let's do it.
All right. All right. But if we both finish above Vampire, production is buying us dinner.
Okay. I'm in. Okay. At least, the players get themselves a good dinner. We get ourselves some good dinner too. So, yep. That sounds just about right. So now we're talking. You got me excited right there.
Oh, okay. Let's start the match. Where's the start button?
Prod, I think they're missing the button somewhere, so we'll let them navigate around. Maybe, they're checking the plane, getting it refueled and stuff like that. So while we're at it, right now, this is so interesting to me that, the past couple rounds have been, all these back and forth between the top teams. And then it really felt like they were racing each other. Whereas the ones who are supposed to be racing right now on this final day, they're not activated yet. The ones who are sitting around 18. So my eyes are also on Nepex as well. Like, I mean, these guys, they really play super aggressively for the past couple of days. And now they start to think, oh, we're lacking on those placement points and we got to catch up. So do you think that there's also chances today that Nepex could actually score it?
I mean, you know what? They also give me that sort of aura or impression that this team seems to have something. I'll do that on page 3, okay? But then again, based on their play style and the thing that they bring to the game, it does look like they have something special in them. It reminds me of like I remember when it was the early days of maybe Horror Esports, and some of the other names that we have seen before. Like they're able to put something onto the table, and NetX, at least for me, right, first time casting their game, they look like they can bring something special.
Yeah, I do think so myself. I mean, like, when we take a look at the way that they've been playing, and it's definitely no wonder they've been able to really steal the show back in the PMNC. So definitely a very hot prospect within the scene right now. So I definitely look forward to what else are they really going to be able to show us and moving into these upcoming rounds. So in Miramar, at the very least, I think like Nepex has definitely got certain favorable instances where top 4 is very viable, but most often than not, I feel like they just tend to struggle on closing the games.
Yep. But sometimes you kind of think about it, right? To a certain extent, able to get chicken dinners can be a bonus. But if you're able to be consistent, like, every round you're top 4, you're top 3, every single round, you're doing pretty fine too. Especially at this stage where it's still the league stage where we just want to determine who's the top 18. I guess that's okay, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. And for many of all these teams who's been fighting back and forth, I mean, there's still a lot that goes on in my mind on how they really want to progress even after grand finals. Say, if you're somewhere in the middle of the field, you definitely feel a little bit more uncomfortable where, okay, these guys, they're really on this hot streak. How can we, have this switch up just like how Alter Ego did or Boom Esports, they have a very big performance on day one. What went on to the point that currently they're somewhere around that borderline? It really felt like maybe they're just trying to do just about enough, so to speak.
Yeah, maybe, right? And save it for the grand finals, especially when the smash rule is involved. So that's something that we want to see, and you guys need to check out on the day 4 of the grand finals on how teams will adapt themselves to the smash rule. That we can say it's still fairly new in the world of PUBG Mobile esports. But before we get on to that, let's head on to Miramar.
There we go. We go for a long dive into the sunny deserts. And this time around, starting off over onto the far northwestern corner of northeastern corner map. And I believe that that's going to be the access into the Terrablanca capital military route. But then again, this is kind of leaning a little bit more towards the north side, while a lot of the circles that we've seen from the yesterday's games have been pretty much around Las Lunas, around the areas of Valdemar. So this is rather interesting.
And we'll see if we will get a similar circle. We also got a urban finish circle as well yesterday, so that's something. But for me personally, I would love an open circle. If it's an urban circle, sometimes teams will take their time. But we'll see. Now that we see the early drops here, looks like at the northern side, we only have AZ Slumber at Homeboys. Not as many teams as yesterday, like how we've seen. But I'm also looking in the middle there. Look at ASI8. They are overlapping another team. So there's a potential clash that might happen in that area.
I believe that they're moving into Los Lunas as default, and if it's going to be Celcom DG Alliance, maybe they're just going to be battling their way out. But, you know, the trajectory looks pretty good, though, because they're about to get their way into the center zone, as I spoke of it before, because, you know, trend seems to be once again happening. So it does benefit the members on the side of ASIA.
Yeah, the circle happened to be there too. But oh, we got an early knock. Even before it was able to land on the ground, got knocked by the pistol of Tops, and Hugh. Chase Hugh. Ah, he missed. He missed.
Oh, no.
He missed. Oh, second chance. Oh, missed again. Oh, Casanova. He must be looking behind while he was running. That's why he can anticipate that.
He's just picking up his weapons again and again, and like he's thinking, okay, he's created too much distance, and he's already banking on hopes that he reaches towards the shack, and he might just be able to find a weapon. And if he does, Zeus is going to be in trouble.
Okay. Opens the door. What weapons does he have inside? Did he manage to pick up anything?
I think he
looks
did.
like nothing. I think only a melee weapon, but no firearm.
I mean, might as well just go on a full barrel fight, and he's got a pistol.
Oh.
A pistol. Okay, good enough. Now it seems like Zeus is gonna be bringing the pump shotgun, and unfortunately for Casanova, he goes out not without a fight, and it's been a series of unfortunate events throughout this whole circuit for ASIA.
Oh, just unfortunate. The moment they land, they bump into Team Flash, and that just happened. But maybe Team Secret can help them to get their revenge with Zerus here. But Zerus is alone though, so I'm not sure how ambitious he is.
Yeah, I think that they can afford to test the waters right now. I say waters, but it's in the desert, so Team Secret, that's a long coverage, but at least one of the members have bikes. Zeus, with the SLR, we've rarely seen players using the SLR these days. But back then when it was first released, I think that it became an instant favorite to try to match up with, you know, the Mini 14s, because the 7.62 bullets tend to have maybe just slightly a bit more damage.
And speaking about Team Secret, they're pretty safe now, 104 points. So I don't expect them to be at the bottom 18. We should be able to see them still in the grand finals, and that's okay. Being one of the representatives from PMSL Southeast Asia to be in the PMWC, I'm sure fans would expect them to make their way to the grand finals without any sweat. As for AZ Slumber, on the other hand, one of the new kids on the block, they need the points.
They definitely do. AZ Slumber currently sitting at 20th spot. I mean, ideally, a chicken dinner would sort it, but then again, the last we saw out of AZ Slumber that they got closest to a chicken dinner back in Miramar, it was maybe around day 1 or so, where they've consistently placed like number 2, number 3, and mainly they're playing for placement points, and they were showing that they are capable of going for high frags as well, given the right circumstances to play maybe on close quarter combat. But it really feels like they are still trying to get adjusted to, you know, I don't know if it's the weather. I think like you can relate, right? As a person. But it really seems like when it comes down to open field fights, AZ Slumber tend to not defend too well on certain aspects, and they eventually get picked apart. So that's something that AZ Slumber need to really figure out a way to keep themselves safe. And on top of that, I mean, it's not only AZ Slumber. The other two Malaysian teams, 52 Esports and Homeboys, they're also around the 60 points, 63 points margin. So it is kind of like a battle for the Malaysians to actually get to the finals.
It is, right? But could all survive? Could only one? Could only two? Well, we don't know. It all really depends on how many points are they going to be able to gather here. With only a handful of games left, maybe 3, maybe 4, depending on which group they're in. Well, it's going to be a challenge for sure. And they will be challenged by teams like NetX. And if we were to look at Netbacks and their current position on the southern side, as of now, in the first circle, they won't be challenged. So they are still in a pretty comfortable spot as compared to like Team 52 at the north, just coming into the circle. Yeah, there's no resistance, but there is a chance that they could bump into another team that was on their right side.
Yeah, and over on to these corners, homeboys will really have to prepare themselves as well. Now that they're pretty much close to the blue zone at the very same time, they gotta really figure out where exactly to really move to next. Now, Netbacks, just by the outskirts of Los Leones, they might have actually known that there is a player present around them over the hillside. And Tops, he's just being so sneaky about it. My big question is, how are they really setting up? I see two other members of Team Flash on the other side of the hill, and oh, there we go. The instant taps coming in. Lapar already making that buggy smoked up. And our RQ might have missed the mark, but have done just about good enough to flush those homeboy members to stay further away.
And this is Gen Force, by the way.
Oh, okay, okay. Now it makes sense.
Well, unless if it's not Gen Force, like, you know, like how these players would like to do. Sometimes they use their teammates' name or what. But we'll take it as Gen Force as of now.
Should be Gen Force.
It should be. It should be.
So I understand that GFS is Gen Force, but what's with the TY? Gen Force, thank you.
Gen Force to you. Gen Force. I'm trying to think of more. Gen Force. Yeah.
I guess
TY is so hard now that I think about it.
Treat you.
Gen Force treat you. Yeah, I'll take that. I wouldn't mind him treating us.
If he comes over to KL, that is. I think that's a high possibility, right? A lot of all these PMSL SCA does tend to happen around Malaysia for a couple of times now. And I think the most recent one was back in Jakarta. So maybe we have to go to him instead. And he treats us to, I don't know, a good meal of nasi padang or something like that. Anyways, the Netbacks now extending towards the side of Todak. And the rest of Todak is kind of scattered at the moment. Segregated for over onto different side of courses. Mango, at least he gets to pave his way out of it, having a coupe. Today's pace of Miramar tends to be a lot slower, other than, you know, ASI crashing out. Everyone else still healthy, but I say that RQ having one member knocked down.
Ooh, and Juki is pretty low. He's out of first aid. He only has that 9 bandages. Bit of an ambitious lob there, not able to connect at all. But we have Doc at this very high ground. But because of this terrain, he's not able to get a good clear view of where the members of RRQ are at. Oh, BTR. Long range knock with a Mini 14. No elimination, so I guess that's one of those really, really long range. Oh, okay. Back to the first. Looks like Boyzio just got eliminated by Vexy.
Vexy so far really showing his strides, while Daki finding Gen Foss in return. They've been pulling on the low ground, and RRQ finding it rather difficult to really challenging up the hill. But they received a little bit of help. Seems like the rest of Team Secret, they got themselves into some pretty tough stances. And now, back and forth they go. So Bell now passes forward. 2K managing to defend for the meantime, and that double tap will be able to shut him down.
And Team Secret, Zerus now rushing forward. Needs to save his teammate, Juke. Juke is still down on the ground. Where are the other members of RRQ? They're a little bit too far. We look at the minimap. But they're still on their way, so it looks like they want to take this fight head on.
They absolutely do. As a matter of fact, they've really been going for that full-on challenge around these craters. And I'm not too sure what went on with Talon. I mean, they've only walked away with that 1 point out there. Members of T2K, Mimi getting a catch. Team Secret, they finally got themselves a firm reset. 52 Esports having one member planted onto the top side of the crater. While homeboys also drawing to a close. So plenty of teams here trying to wrap around this corner, and it's just a jumble up mess. That circle will further close in towards the direction of Team Flash, I do believe. And it's half city, half outskirts. So I think like this is a good call for Team Flash to not overcommit.
Ooh, and your pick, BTR. They're tanking the blue right now on the left side. And my pick, Alter Ego's on the right, so they might not meet each other anytime soon. Frankie just finished off Swavel. Okay, interesting that the coach is playing, but, well, who knows? Anyway, Team 52 right now rushing in onto Homeboys. The two Malaysian teams adding at each other. Now they know that there's only one player on the second floor. Gobby with the nade. Cooks up. Sends it onto the second floor. Beautifully tossed by Gobby.
And is willing to actually tank the Molotov. But Nikki still actually secures the knock. So it buys a little bit more time. And 52 Esports at least will have Barry Khan come in for safe. And then they could just go ahead to secure Nikki. Homeboys, they're too far apart. I don't think they'll be able to actually go in for the rescue, but they're looking for a flank. Held in from the top side, though. Suppresses Shamil as he's making a dash for it. He really wants to go in for a save, but it's too little too late, I assume. So, Simba coming over the off angle. These two teams are trying to claw each other out, denying them more points because they want to make it to the finals themselves.
Both of them, they want to claw into the top 18. So it's all for themselves now. As Gobby will lock in the elimination point out on Nikki. Now we have Team Secret against RRQ again. Lapa on the other side. It's only one person. See what Team Secret can do. Lapa just got Xerus. This could be a start of something big. As he got rushed in by Juke. But Frankie landed the final blow and RRQ is out.
Yeah, it's been a long, grueling duel for RQ, and they really lost a lot of their ground being over on the back end of the spine of the crater. And the rest of 52 Esports, they are firmly in control as they're the ones making it rain upon the rest of the members of Team Secret because they are in the center of the crater. So I don't think there's a way out for Team Secret to really make an exit unless they have enough mats to really hold out. And even so, 52, they're willing to commit, but the angles, I'm not too sure where exactly it's coming from. I think maybe somewhere might have actually found him, and just like that, looking to deplete the rest of the team.
Okay, Kido passing by. Mizi was ready to show him off. And Kido immediately turns back. Iowa Houghton is tanking the blue right now. We're at stage 3, coming to stage 4 in about 15 more seconds. Long range pressure by Mizi, putting them still in the blue zone. As Easy Slumber still playing the gatekeeping role, trying to stop them from coming in. But not only Team 52, but potentially even Team Secret later.
I feel like all these situations happen where teams are just getting gate-kept one after another was because of the flight path that was so skewered up the north that everybody is actually late to the zone. And take a look at this. Very interesting approach coming from the side of VPE. They take the water tanks on the outskirts stretch and they're firmly planted. And that kind of shifts a little closer towards the direction as well. So that's good going for VPE. I'm afraid that production might pass us on that prediction once again. But hey, I worry about that later because we got Team Secret retaliating. They finally get themselves deeper out. And now, 2v2 duel. Are they going to be able to win it?
Frankie Bond using his last first aid. I'm not sure about his chances of actually making out alive now. Especially with the fact that Juke is knocked. Now Frankie lofts the nade onto the other side, not able to land it at all. Still on the second floor. But his health is being chunked down by the blue. That's going to be a big problem for Frankie. But before that, still able to get the one knock, but not able to secure that elimination points. Barry will still survive. But I wonder if Houghton will be able to save him. The answer is no, the zone is just too much for them to handle.
Yeah, they're just luring way too long over on the outskirts. But at the very least, for 52 Esports, that's a total of 5 points. And they still have 2 more members that are going to be inbound in the zone. So they can actually play for a whole lot more. And I believe with those 5 points, they actually overtake Nepex.
Ooh, that is interesting, right? And with the fact that, well, Nepex is still in the game with 4 players still intact. So anything can happen with Nepex now. But we'll see. Okay, Nepex showing up, getting a knock on the Krypton from Alter Ego. but not securing that elimination point yet. So it looks like it's a long-range knock. And Krypton is crawling towards his teammates, but I believe he will be up soon.
The match also scavenge around and spot out the rest of T2K on the further side of the city. And that's the power of holding in such a high vantage point. As me right now, just by the hay bell, and it's not going to be enough. Quick white wrap, and it's going to be AZ Slumber's members slowly being depleted. Only Brian as well as Gachakuta left on the field. If I'm not mistaken, was this Brian the RG Brian, or is this another Brian? I'm not quite sure. But then again, so that now, also sweeping by the edge, it really felt like it's MY versus MY versus MY all the way up north.
Well, to answer your curiosity, yes, it is the Brian of Contrast Pass.
He wasn't in my era, though.
Oh, yeah. True. But it is that Brian, in case you're wondering still. But speaking of Brian, now he's in action against Dora. The moment Dora showed up, they were ready to defend the ground. Cleon is down. And not only Cleon, 9 as well. Wow. Easy slumber. Let's see if they can pull off this one. With the DDS gameplay by Brian. And an assist from his teammate, Gachakuta. Dora is out.
They work so well together. I really wonder if Gachakuta is really his IGN or is he actually masking it. I am super impressed with their firepower so far. And right now, they're just leaps and miles ahead of NetBex in the terms of numbers. But with the flush coming in out of DX members, it seems like the end is nigh. So they will go down with a respectable score. AZ Slumber's turn, though, 5 points to their name. And the rest of the members of DX, they can wait it out as they're burning through those resources coming from Brian. He's also flaming up, quickly putting in that first aid kit. And D-Saver is lobbing a golden nade once again. Not really quite connected just yet. And eventually got Winter down to 1 HP, so it makes it easy for the rest of D-Saver to secure. And finally, they've done it.
Oh, not the type of flame on that Brian would have wanted. And D-Xavier will lock in 2 points as of now. D-Xavier, one of those teams who could use a few more points just to secure themselves. Although they're in the top 18 now, but a few more points wouldn't hurt for D-Xavier. As for your team, BTR, they're playing on the outside. And they might want to challenge D-Xavier.
Seems like Federalists have already been taken out quite early on. Vexy now looking for an avenue. They heard those shots coming in where D-Saver was taking out those players of AZ Slumber, which is why they're scouting out around. And they are kind of in between another squad as well who's inside the zone. So a little bit of a concern for BTR for them to move deeper. Claw getting picked off and Win coming in from quite a distance in order to secure that. I mean, he hasn't really fully converted it, but nobody else coming out of NEPX is going to be anywhere close by. So I think that is just going to be a bad news for NEPX. Levi's now didn't check the corner, gets paid over onto these dudes, and now the rest of DX pulling right through. Nate now in the way. Lazarus holding on. Well, it is just the rest of D-Savior being punched up out of the corner. Lazarus tries to get those bullets up while Nate goes in for the save.
Well, it's going to be Schweppes now, the last player for Vampire Esports. Oh, what? BTR joining onto the party. Okay. This is going to be interesting here. But Schweppes very, very low because of that nade. But the nades, speak about them. BTR lands it into the second floor. And T2K from afar gave the final blow to D-Savior, finishing them off. And here comes Schweppes. Not able to win the fight against BTR. BTR, they stand tall.
Oh, perfect timing though. Oh, Lazarus almost secured it. I mean, Schweppes, he was trying to actually convert that number, but just in the nick of time, Razy went in for a clutch save. So it was a little bit of a tough call to make coming in from the rest of Vampire Esports. But hey, they tried their best holding their ground. BTR as well as the rest takes over. Outer Ego, once again, consistency to their name. Not too far off from where the rest of Team Flash is currently situated. And Team Flash is currently playing on a split formation. Any thoughts on that right now? Does it actually benefit this team when they actually go in to really hold over on the outskirts.
Ooh. I guess they're playing that 50-50 because they want options in case the circle goes back inside of Lost Learners. That's where Zeus is at. And if it goes out to the open area, maybe go out with Bo, trying to get the name right, and Tops as well. So they're giving themselves options. But till now, we can still say that the circle is 50-50 between the open area and the urban area of Lost Learners.
Yeah, and I think like that's a really good call coming from them. They still get that benefit with the circle now moving towards their direction, and it shouldn't be too hard to cover each other off because they're not too far apart at the very least. Nepex now, they've lost Claw. Last we saw, got knocked upon the top end of the scaffoldings, and right now BTR on the outskirts, needing to find a way in. A little bit more calm since stage 6. We're only left with 6 teams, so it's a little bit of back and forth. Racing getting spotted out.
Well, both of our teams are still in the game, so that's exciting for us. Maybe not too much for production because they got eliminated, so production needs to buy both of us dinner.
Okay.
So we have that one token from them. But now it's between you and me now.
I really do wonder, like, what's like some of the best dishes coming from Nepal?
Ooh.
You know, like, I've never tried any Nepali food yet.
Apparently, we have Nepali restaurants
Here in Malaysia?
Yeah.
I think that's where we're going for dinner. Yeah.
Oh. Well, we'll see who's buying first.
Okay. I mean, we're still going.
Okay. All right. And it depends on who pays the bills later because both of our teams are still in the game. But BTR, which is your team, they seem to be looking for action at the north against Team Flash. Or maybe it's just a warning shot, so to speak, because they don't really need to push it yet.
They don't really have the urgency to do so. Rosemary getting knocked, though. And right now, a little bit more awkward for some of all these teams where they don't really know whether if they should move or should they stay put. I mean, it's an easy call for Team Flash to stay put, but the rest that are hugging over onto the far corners, they don't exactly feel too comfortable. And look at the south side. It seems like there is a trade going on. Nepex, one player caught out by T2K. T2K is carrying the S8 region right now in the top 6. Mimi so far, such a strong performance for today. I think he's done quite a plentiful damage. Take a look at that. He's number 2 on damage right now. 500 over damage at the moment.
He's been doing a lot of work for the team. If only they can secure more elimination points. But the one that's doing the work for Homeboys is Shamil, creeping behind Alter Ego. But let's see where will the circle go. So Team Flash are in the middle, very likely just to get it. And they get 100% of the circle. Oh man, what a control that they have right now with this kind of spread.
So if both of the teams go down that we voted for, does that mean that none of us get dinners?
Well, it will still be decided by the points and the rankings, right? So we can still know who is buying.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Now we focus back on track. BTR tries to cut across. Okay. I think like my wallet is about to get damaged.
You can feel it.
I'm feeling it because it's a very tight squeeze, and BTR, they couldn't really find the angle to actually get right through. And finally, they get that recovery done, but they're actually moving towards the direction of both Team Flash and Alter Ego.
Ooh, okay, that's going to be interesting. And they have arrived. I think it's just right in front of Zaxi. And that's going to be a straightforward nade, but not enough to get the knockdown onto Zaxi. Reezy, on the other hand, gets taken out by Win. And Team Flash, finally, they are dominating. Well, in fact, they are dominating with the position that they are at. And Zaxi knocked down by Badru. That leaves BTR with only one player left. And where is that one more player? Is he still up? No, he's by the side. He's somewhere around Zaxi, but Zaxi has been taken out. And that's going to be Vexi, the last man standing.
Badru's still holding on. I mean, He's going to be going forward for the push. Vexy has to now do it all alone. Can he actually cut this situation up against two members of Alter Ego? They're just looking around the same compound, but Vexy is just trying to move further, deeper into this territory. Now he's dropped into the Molotov, trying to deny that space, but I believe that his position has already been compromised. But Quadru is already wrapping around, and there goes BTR down at number 5.
I guess I can start scrolling for where to eat now.
Okay.
Yep.
After the game, we still got 4 more teams to go.
Oh yeah, 4 more teams. Okay, I'm already thinking about what's for very late dinner. Alter Ego, Team Flash, T2K, and NetX are still in the game. And who will score this one chicken dinner? It could be Team Flash with their current position in the middle of the circle, but they are now facing off against not only Alter Ego but NetX as well.
NetX. They knew that their party is in the top 4, and this is just bang bang cutting across, and Zeus he is catching fire right now, running right across at Team Flash. As much as they turned it, they managed to actually find a couple of all these trades, and Alba secures 1 more point in the back.
And after all that, Alter Ego is still able to recover potentially all 4 of their players. That's crazy about Alter Ego. It was such a messy, scrappy fight against Team Flash, and yet they're still able to recover.
It's just pretty insane, and how that one did not really take any of those members out. Netflix now has to drive right through. Rex somehow survives because Rosemary ran out of bullets. All thanks to Precious with the cover fire at the very same time. Now they managed to get that big area of play. I wonder when exactly does Team Flash wants to get involved. I mean, they've been holding on to the zone for a very long time now. I'm afraid that Netflix might not have much options for Precious because that vehicle was on the other member instead. So they go on their separate ways. Rosemary tries to track him inside the smoke. Alba to also follow to support Rosemary on this assault.
But then he love the animation though. But Precious taking a lot of damage, knocked out by Tops. And here's Alba with his no need. But by the time Rex should be able to heal up. Oh no, he doesn't have the room. There, the space. Tops is putting pressure from the side as well.
Are trying to hold on for the best possible situation. Netflix, 1 member left, and an opening up against the rest of T2K, and they're running right across, and it will be clipped by Krypton. Perfect angles, and now Ajaya as well as Rose, they managed to make their way into the count of T-Flash, and now have plucked them out. Alba now going up with the first little couple more knocks, and that will be it. Alba with that S12K secures it.
Now top 3 people. Alter Ego, Team Flash, and T2K for the chicken dinner. With Alter Ego still remaining. All 4 their players. And Team Flash and T2K next to each other. But T2K, they're distracted by Alter Ego on the other side. While Team Flash monitoring the situation in case any of the members of Alter Ego step into the open. Team Flash will be waiting for them.
These 2 teams should not fight each other right now because they got a bigger fish to fry, and that is Alter Ego hoping to just put a dent onto the both of these squads. But keep in mind, I mean, if Alter Ego rushes into those same compounds, they also run the risk of also being funneled into a choke point. So I guess they're going to be looking towards the direction of T2K first and foremost. Bo's getting knocked down. Alba somehow finds it. While he's over on the outskirts, he's tanking the blue zone, and he's about to go down. He finally makes his way in. Now, full-on flush. They're going to go in for the push.
From the side, Rules with SLK mid-range. Let's get the 1 knock. Ajaya shows up as well. Krypton is down on the ground. T2K, could they be the ones to deny Alter Ego off the chicken dinner? They still have Alvaro, the final player, now rushes in with the SLK himself. And looks like it took both Team Flash and T2K to take them down. Now it's between Team Flash and T2K for the chicken dinner 2v2.
Beautiful work. And now it's down to this situation as they've been really making a whole lot of noise right from across their neighborhood. And right now, Rules could have actually found it down to Bose. Never played smart. He jumps around.
No.
He just has 1 shot, but it's not quite enough. T2K, they win once again here in Miramar. And now we see South Asia tribe.
They are clearly trained to kill. And can you imagine this contrast? They play with 3 players from the very beginning of this round, but yet they are still able to get this chicken dinner. And it was against what? It was against Team Flash, which is a performing team as well. And it was against Alter Ego, who's currently a hot team. And T2K is the team that stood tall.
And mind you, this T2K roster, they were playing with 3 members only. That's what's crazy about what went on in this matchup. And still, they got themselves the chicken dinner.
Man, here are your 3 players here, ladies and gentlemen. And they also brought in 7 eliminations together with them, which is pretty decent. And if you kind of think about it, it's 3 players from the very beginning. Chicken dinner with still a decent amount of eliminations. Man, imagine what they could have done if they had a full squad.
And that's really, really crazy, right? I'm not too sure whether, the 4th member have other priorities like work or school, but look at them go, man. It's kind of absurd that they've been able to really outfight teams like Flash and also BTR with only 3 members. And at the tail end of it all, it's only down to 2, and they managed to really stall till the very end. And that just goes to show their deep level understanding of this game for most part. And the firepower of Ajaya so far was immense in this round.
Oh, absolutely, right? But we also cannot forget about the other teams as well. Team Flash, who played a very strategic position in the middle of the circle, followed by Alter Ego and their ever prowess when it comes to firepower. And we have BTR, who had to rotate all the way into the circle when the circle kept going away from them and still able to make the top 4. But individually, we're going to compare between Alva and Win, and the numbers, generally they favor more towards Alva.
Yeah, Alva so far really been the star of this run, where you saw Alter Ego was actually looking for an entry. He still managed to get the knock over onto that member of Team Flash, which is why Team Flash was slowly being depleted as well. So good onus on them. Alva so far has really shown up to really put up the damage, but overall, damage numbers wise, it's still the member of Team Flash that does top the cake.
Oh yeah, with 5 eliminations, 936 damage, Ajaya is the MVP this round. I mean, if you ask me, right, because they play with 3 players from the very beginning, the entire team should be the MVP. But I guess that's what you call a chicken dinner for T2K, so that's fine as well. But besides Ajaya, we also have to give it to Alva, Vexi, and Krypton here as our other top performers.
Yeah, they've been outstanding throughout this run. When we have Vexi really trying to pull all the stops until they were chased by some of these members of Alter Ego and the rest as well. So it was not an easy task for him, but yet he still managed to really hold on to pick those 4 pointers. So look at the rest of the field so far, that they're definitely going to be able to even put even more once they get back to Wrangle.
Ooh, and look at this. So Team Flash, 13 points, Alter Ego, 13 points, and BTR, 11 points. So BTR, although they were eliminated before Alter Ego, but their point difference is not that far, so it's only a 2-point difference between those 2 teams. And on the other tail end, RRQ, ASI 8, well, we all saw what happened to ASI 8. It was very unfortunate. So no points for these 2 teams in this round. But there's still more games to go for them to see how many points they can rack up at the end of the playoffs.
Yep, and of course, that is just 4 more maps for us to witness where these teams can actually get more to be done right now. So stats-wise, some of the teams were not present, which is why you see that lower number of 54. And also at the same time, remember there were a lot of these teams that were fighting over on the North Point, and it was very hard for them to even get across, so to speak. So it definitely is going to be a lower number in that sense. Win with the longest shot, and the rest seems to be standard numbers all across. Well, take a look at the updates though. BTR, despite Alter Ego snatching that place, they are still pushing up, and they have been able to, once again, have a tie with Team Flash, who was poised for that position but couldn't seal the deal.
Oh man. And Team Flash, they are below BTR because of the tiebreaker that favors BTR with the 3 chicken dinners that they've got before this. Other than that, Vampire Esports, well, they only managed 1 point, so they went down slightly, but it's okay. As long as you're in the top 18, very comfortable on page 1, you're fine. But we have to say hello to T2K on page 2. They were just at number 18 before this, and now they're number 14 with 90 points.
Yeah, that's great for them. I mean, they managed to back this chicken dinner home, and right now, that 17 points that they managed to actually find has been able to really allow them a little bit more of that safety net. Remember, I talked about needing at least 90 over points. I guess now the threshold is going to be a little bit higher. So I really want to take a look at what really is the benchmark over onto the number 18 spot.
Ooh, and that's your answer, Contra. 78 points with NetX 75 points, so it's only 3 points behind Voin Donkey, but Voin Donkey did not play the Mirama match. AZ Slumber 69, Team 22 68, Homeboy 62. I would say at this point, it goes to all the way to Homeboys that have a chance to be in the grand finals.
Yeah, I think like that is very, very high possibilities that these guys could actually make the cut in that sense. So, you know, we can speculate all we want, but then again, like these teams, they really are here to prove themselves worthy. So we go take a short break, and when we come back, we'll get you into our next game in Erangel.
Okay. Sorry, I was browsing for options. Welcome back to the Ruthless Invitation Showdown Season 12, ladies and gentlemen. Don't mind me. I mean, it's way past dinner time, and I know I'm getting a good meal later. Thanks, Contra.
Okay. But Alter Ego didn't get that chicken dinner though.
Well, it's not about the chicken dinner. It's about who ended higher.
How about by the end of match 30, then we get to decide? That sounds more fair.
So what's the rule then?
Whoever gets placed higher on the board.
Oh,
Fair enough.
Okay. All right. I'll take it on. Let's do it.
All right. So
your team is playing. Well, I assume that you're still going for BTR, of course.
yeah, but of course we're going to be changing the chicken dinner votes as well in between. So in Group B, they're going to be coming back for a little bit more. And right now I see the return of APG. You know, the first game, it was rather rough on them. And now that Alter Ego is not going to be on the block, I think that this will be a little bit more. Some of all these spots will be opened up, and there's just no AE to terrorize anyone out there. So who do you think is going to be taking this one?
I would pick Alter Ego, but you know, they're not playing this round, so that's fine. Let's go for Netbex. Yeah.
Netflix. I think like this time around, it's going to be APG as my safe call in that sense.
Okay, not putting your faith onto BTR, that's fine. Okay. I'll tell BTR that you support them, but you don't support them. Okay.
Man, don't tell Coach Ken, man. Like, he don't want to be upset.
we're on a broadcast where we have millions of people watching us right now, so you're not going to be able to escape that. You know, like you have a choice. It's close. Too bad.
It's fine. I'm just gonna double down. I mean, like that deal is still on for the top of the table with or without us voting for it. So that's a separate thing that we're gonna be going for anyway. So just looking at the rest of the field now, like what was interesting from the last round, I mean, surely that it was a big win for the side of TTK. They managed to save themselves from the rut, and now big question remains is that the rest of the Malaysian teams last round was fighting each other. There was 52, there was AZ Slumber, and also even Toda was battling around that area. So is this gonna be a firmer case where they finally get themselves something more steady along the way?
Yeah, there has been quite a trend though between those teams at the bottom, Malaysian teams especially. But let's see if they'll clash with each other again or not in this round as we head on to it. But looking at the groupings, AZ, Slumber, and 52, they're in separate groups, and 52 they are not playing this round, so it's only AZ Slumber. So I guess that storyline won't continue here. But what will continue is our fight for the dinner. Well, our dinner, that is. Beginning with a flight path from mid to the base to Stalber.
And this is one of the first times that we're actually getting ourselves this kind of a vertical flight, just from the bottom to the top. And I'm not too sure what to feel about it because it's headed towards the side of Stalber, and a lot of the teams kind of love to play, you know, Very Pure, Jinky, even arguably Jorgerful, so there's no access to it. But definitely it's going to be comfortable for some other names like Talon to really get into the island. Now, 52 esports, they usually go in for those kind of challenges inside of that area. And I feel like right now, even if they are playing in the map, they probably won't do so because they are desperate for the points.
Oh, I noticed something else. 7-9, they're changing their drop spot to Lukovka this time because of the absence of Alter Ego. But we're getting action here on screen. Look what happened to be on the left side, but we'll talk about that later because right now we have Netbex against Salcom DG Alliance.
Ooh. And look at the circle though. Like, I mean, they could just keep on fighting as much as they want, but that zone is going to be on no man's territory. It's going to be Jimmy OP finding that bullet through his pistol.
to connect over on the Netbex. And already securing those 2 elimination points that you definitely want to really finish things off. See the Alliance now on the hunt. Only having the Scorpion, so everyone's kind of broke right now in terms of weaponry.
Yeah, everyone's still pretty bare there. So they have to make do with whatever that they have. As Adilu tries to find that angle, that's super tight for him. But we have the mysterious Boy. Maybe a new signing by Stockholm DT Alliance, but we don't know who exactly he is yet. He gets gunned down as they try to go up to the second floor. But same goes for Olio. He's down as well. Rex might make this comeback.
Yeah, potentially so.
Oh,
It's just a little bit of a limp right now. Rex, he does actually secure the mission onto the boy. Oh, he's been waiting all along by the corner wall. He's been hiding. And finally, a full ace set in rare there by the member of Cellcom DG Alliance. It's actually just hugging really tight over on the wall while parkouring. And I guess he finally found the optimal spot. So great on him that he's been able to do so. And they managed to at least stay afloat for a little while longer.
man, that was quick reflexes by Jimmy OP. I mean, it's Jimmy OP, so cannot expect anything less. But we're expecting another fight here. ASI8 and T2K. Here we go. ASI8, only 2 players left. Make that only 1 with Ajaya nailing down Hudzaipa from the side. Baby. Oh, 2 left.
Oh, there we go. Crypto now looking for a whole lot more, and it is just going to be dishes to be thrown here by the restaurant. Ignis, he doesn't care what's on the plate right now. They're just going to serve it on a platter. And the AK in hand, it's just going to be storming over in the corner, and that's where the rest of T2K has been able to overwhelm ASI8. Such a tough run. A couple of times now. ASI8 falters very early on. Second team to bow out.
And with an early elimination, only getting 1 point. And we are at match 27 now. I don't think ASI can make it though.
Yeah, I think mathematically it's absolutely impossible. We definitely do think that the show must go on. So we'll see if they can still make the best out of the situation.
Yep. Or if they can actually make a miracle, like, okay, 2 back-to-back chicken dinners for themselves in the second half of today, like 20 eliminations each, then we're talking. But yeah, what are the odds, right? I mean, it's hard.
It's very, very difficult. I mean, they can only try their level best. So hopefully that should be good enough. Other than that, it seems like, we focus on to the rest of the other squads that's been able to really churn out, numerous numbers round after round. D-Savior, always is a little bit of 50-50. Certain games, they just basically dominated, like how Alter Ego had their kind of run today. And there are certain points where it's not much that they've been able to convert. But no matter the case, I think D-Savior, they usually do have just about enough decent checkpoints for them to still be getting at least a couple of points in the middle field.
Yeah, and the teams that needs those points are teams like Void Donkey and AZ Slumber. Definitely 4th Rise could use it as well. Yeah, I guess within this grouping, those teams that are still in it, yeah, AZ Slumber definitely, Void Donkey maybe, and 4th Rise could use a few more points. But the team that could use more points because gotta end higher than Alter Ego if I'm getting a free dinner, it's going to be BTR now. Nuxie's pretty low. Vexy spraying with SLK gets strong. That's a good start for him.
Oh, very, very beautiful stuff coming from the side of Vexy. He's trying to put the full pack to good use. And right now, here comes the rest of DX charging right through to be the vultures in the scene. Supermans will be able to attack one. Raziel goes down. BTR, they're crumbling. And Vexy now, he's going to be leading his way. He knows he needs to fight off the arrival of DX. Now he does actually tip over a tank. Suxy also getting one in return, but instead, they will all crumble down to the ground.
Okay, the Vikings had a bit of an assistance from D Xavier as well, and now D Xavier, they're going to claim their taxes. Returns that 1 point that they want to claim, and they will. D Xavier, right timing as a third party, eliminates the Vikings.
Just beautiful, beautiful stuff, and it was clean. No casualties. Each one of them receiving 1 point. I mean, it was just absolutely decisive coming out of the side of DX, and the timing was just perfect. So, of course, going back to the drawing board right now, BTR already out, so there's plenty of opportunities for Team Flash to also go be part of the race, despite, you know, it's just for bragging rights and stuff like that. And now with a couple of all these top teams out, it also opened up those avenues for the rest of the field. So I think that this is definitely going to be that pivotal moment for many of them.
Let's see who will get the pivotal moment with the circle now. And it's a rather kind circle, I must say. It pulls back to somewhere in the middle. It's in the guard car fields. A lot of teams are already in there. But I've been keeping my eye on the right side of the circle. There seems to be like at least 3 teams heading the same direction. So there's a potential overlap there.
Yeah, and those kind of intersections does seem to be a little bit daunting for these guys out there. One Donkey now makes their way into Pachinki. Well, this Pachinki is absolutely for now. But the deeper they go, they're going to be bumping onto another team. How come DJ Lions getting a beautiful one up against Achol, as he was thinking that that area was pretty much unclaimed, but he just went straight to the trap of DJ Lions.
And that's how come DJ Alliance, surely they will lose. They look, and that's a confirmation. Yoru will lock in the point, leaving only Jimmy OP alone now. Now he has to play it super duper safe. We can see that he's going the other direction away from APG, but out in the open of the guard car fields, he's exposing himself to long-range gunshots, just like what's happening right now. He's trying to survive that one. So far, nothing on the elimination feed, and that means he's okay. But speaking about okay, Celcom DJ Alliance now at 104 points. They've done way enough to qualify to the Grand Finals anyway.
No, it should be just about decent enough for them to, you know, go all out once, you know, the moment matters more in the Grand Finals. So APG making sure that they stay present and relevant. Meanwhile, T2K currently sitting at 12. They are actually racing for top 10 to also prove a certain point. Because of that, 4 eliminations, they are right chasing up against, I mean, they already overtook AST in that matter of fact. Boom Esports, what more can they also give? I mean, Team Flash so far really proving themselves to be, you know, even more consistent than DX, despite DX showing us a little something right there on those fights over onto that quarter that seems to be super solid. And look at Fallout, he's going for those cheeky moves, climbing this tower, but it's going to take a while. So he's going to show us.
Yeah, we're getting tutorials here, ladies and gentlemen. And this is how you do it.
He's so patient.
Sign off by Fallout.
Wow. Back then, I always wondered how exactly do you actually climb up, and Fallout is one of the only few players that I see does this. And it's just so interesting to me.
Okay, okay. He's getting there, he's getting there. Okay. A little bit to the left. Okay, he got it. All right. So almost to the top. He's getting close, getting close.
I like that he is unpunished for doing so throughout the whole time of being around that fair area. And look at the current zone. some of the teams will have to be moving towards very pure. So it's actually very, very timely that he does.
And he even has that like what do you call it? Satellite dish or something that covers him. That's a good spot.
Yeah, I've seen it before, maybe in the previous run, where literally he was just gonna over on the quarter undetected, and all these teams were trying to see where exactly is this bullet coming from. And maybe talk about bullets right now. Rolls within the tax zone. Boing Donkey tries to challenge the down. And here comes the rival over back. Zeta does actually get the pin down over on the side of Rolls. And now here comes the rival. T2K hot off a whip, but it's Igneous being tagged. Oh, not like this. Slowly and surely, Boing Donkey is slowly picking up one by one a giant now 1v1 trade.
In the face, just like that. And Boing wins it. 3 eliminations in the pocket right now. But they have to find the next pathway into the circle. Speaking about inside the circle, we have Boom Esports here. Among them are Xavier and Triber Messi that's currently holding the high ground. But lucky for all these teams, or especially for Boom Esports, because they're in the circle, they don't really need to move and leave their compound for now. But on the other side, we still have Xavier. Now, they're up against Void.
Boing Donkey. There's a lot back and forth, and it seems like there's just no clear winners out there. And then the rest of TTK a little bit overwhelmed because they were standing over open grounds, and it was perfect grenade, lop right through. It's always gonna be Nate T that does these kinds of maneuvers. Just like that, he secures one more in the back.
Okay, for Nate though. See what Gachor is thinking of. Oh, he'll be rushed in. It's going to be hard. I mean, left, right, center. Where is he going to go from here? And that is the end of Boing Donkey and their campaign this round at number 11 with 3 eliminations. But looks like the Xavier. They are out for blood this round.
Yeah, they are. The Xavier this time just showing us a little bit more of their firepower, where, you know, those past couple of rounds, they were doing things a lot more tactically. And speaking of firepower, we got a lot of all these big teams, Talon, APG, Team Flash, neck and neck, and then this circle. And unfortunately for Fallock, I mean, he spent a lot of time climbing. Okay, he can still stay up there for maybe another minute or two. So are they gonna just keep themselves around that corner? Because right now, this is an open field in Gakka. It's flat ground terrain for most part. Boom Esports as well as AST, they're going to hold a high ground so they can actually farm some points from that position.
And from the back, we have Alpha Gaming, and in front of them is going to be Talon. They seem to be interested to try to cut through Talon to be in the circle. And Talon, the ones who play the gatekeeping role, perhaps. Okay, they're still in their vehicles. They're probably deciding on what to do. But while all that is happening, on the elimination, Gigante just got one for himself. And now we have Triber Messi on screen with the high ground that they have. They're able to block out the members of Easy Slumber.
Yeah, there's just great moves overall. And right now, these X still popping over on our feet, chasing for even more of those points. Already 8. Man, these guys are absolutely hustling. And they also got the rest of Boom Esports by their crosshairs. I don't think that Boom Esports really want to move away from that. But big question remains is that whether if the Saber will crash through, I guess not, because they got the X Lambo. Is that Lambo? I don't know, but there's definitely no saving him from this situation.
Yeah. Out in the open, unless the other members of the Xavier can knock down the players of Sem9, then maybe he could get away. But let's see what happens later on. Gonna keep an eye on that one. Because right now, we're gonna switch our attention over to Sem9's view of Talon. But on the southern side, we have Alpha Gaming now against Fourth Thrice with a high ground advantage. They were knocked down East eliminated immediately. Zul as well on the ground. Thanks to Follow.